How can we as doulas advocate for our clients without speaking for them? When I first, before I took my doula training, actually, I was convinced that I would be speaking for my clients all the time and protecting them from things and stopping things from happening. And then I took my training way back in the 80s from Penny Simkin. And she talked about how advocacy isn't taking over the situation and speaking for your client. It's helping to create the space so that they can find their voice. So over the years of being a childbirth educator and a birth doula and working in the postpartum to support families, I've really discovered that this is true. And a key piece is preparation. So talking to your client before that you are meeting them in the postpartum, if you're a postpartum doula, or before their birth, if you're a birth doula. But let's take postpartum. So we know that there's certain situations where they're going to be given options and other situations where material might be presented not as an option, but as a mandatory policy or something. And so the first level is to inform your clients that there are options and to have evidence-based information to give them, and also information about how things work with the midwives or the birth center or the hospital in your area, so they can know how things might be presented to them and have a chance to think about it. We do other things, which we'll talk more about in the workshop, like telling them to use their brains. So to ask about the benefits, the risks, ask if there's alternatives to what's being suggested, check in with what their intuition says and what happens if they do nothing, and ask you can sign if they should sign a waiver, the option of signing a waiver. So many times it's possible to press the pause button. And as doulas, we often will say to our clients, if we say to you, do you have any other questions? That's your opportunity to press the pause button, because it's a cue for me as your doula that there's more options than are being currently presented in this situation. Do you want to have a minute to think about it? So do you have any other questions? If you can think of other questions, then the clients can kind of find their way to asking those questions. Sometimes the pause button means to have some private time, and then you as a doula can have an open conversation with your clients. But we want to assist them and empower them and make their experience safe first, satisfying, hopefully, and also our dream is for them to be empowered so that their birth and their postpartum fuels them for the tasks of parenting that are ahead. And if we speak for our clients, we might be inadvertently creating a dependency on us where they need to check externally to us before making decisions. And we want to be a doula to their decision making as well as to their other experiences. So yes, doulas can be strong advocates, and advocacy is a big role, but we don't speak for our clients.